I think there's a few ingredients that are essential for men who are going to facilitate groups of men who have prostate cancer. It's easy for men, and we learned this in terms of our work across the country. It's easier to talk about the treatment I had and its side effects than it is to talk about the effect it had on me. So that it's really the responsibility of the facilitator to draw that out in men. So, and it's more important to listen as a facilitator than it is to speak. It's also important for the facilitator to be aware of who they are in the context of that group, in terms of age, in terms of illness experience, in terms of their own family experience, because often our participation in group can be very similar to our experience of our childhood and our families of origin. And for some of us that may be very positive, and for some of us that might be quite an awkward or hurtful experience. So that whatever the experience of the participants is, it's legitimate. And leaders need to be aware that whatever their experience is could be triggered by, if it's mirrored by the experience of people in the group. And it's important at that time to make sure that the participants are the ones that are telling their story more so than that of the facilitator. And then there's just basic facilitation guidelines. It's important that confidentiality is maintained, that people are given equal opportunity to speak, so that sometimes in groups there's one person who talks a lot and one who's shy, so the facilitator needs to make sure that people all have an opportunity to speak and to speak about issues that are important to that individual. It's important that they emphasize that people are non-judgmental, so that they're not judgmental of themselves, because sometimes I sit in a group and I might say, well, that's a stupid thing to say. It may not be such a stupid thing to say. It just might be the judge inside of me that's telling me that. So it's important also for the facilitator to emphasize that we are try not to be judgmental of ourselves nor of others in the group, and that it's just some basic parameters that we start on time and end on time. That just because I ask you a question doesn't mean you have to answer it, so you have the right to pass, and that you just really create an environment that allows and invites people, the men, the participants, to be engaging.